Io volevo ringraziarvi anche per tutta questa battaglia che avete fatto, perché per noi nel campo, chi segue questo caso da tanto tempo, forse altri colleghi non sono consapevoli della vilificazione oppure degli abusi che ulteriore, oltre a quelli che vengono accusati di aver fatto il padre Maciel tempo fa, ma gli abusi da altri colleghi cattolici, abusi dai cardinali, vescovi, gli stessi legionari di Cristo. Io non lo so se il pubblico qui è consapevole di questo, perché quando poi alla fine, nel 2006, c'è stato quel provvedimento, anzi un invito, e questo viene precisato pure perché non è mai stato un atto ufficiale canonico. E mi sembra
non
anche
c'è stata una sentenza.
Non c'è stata una sentenza, sì, grazie per il linguaggio, lingua comune. Non c'è stato mai una cosa ufficiale, era un invito dal Papa attuale, che poi viene in qualche modo coinvolto in questo caso ulteriore o anticipatamente. La mia domanda è questo: come avete sentito vindicati da questa non sentenza, però l'invito? Eppure il ruolo del Joseph Ratzinger in questa vicenda, perché adesso sembra che c'è un tentativo di puntare il dito ad altri attori tipo Cardinale X o Z o qualcun altro, o un papa morto. Quanto è importante il ruolo che ha svolto il prefetto di quel tempo, che adesso è attuale pontefice? Grazie.
Are you talking about Leveda?
No, I'm speaking. What is the role of Ratzinger in this? How much do you feel? First of all, the sentence that was not really a sentence,
right.
And this attempt right now to point fingers at other people and perhaps shield the Pope today. I mean, would that be a fair question?
Yeah, that's a fair question. Well, I think that Joseph Ratzinger has undergone an evolution in this case. While he was cardinal, and the accusations were pending for, almost 8 years, he did not move forward and was under pressure from Cardinal Sodano not to prosecute. Then, as John Paul was dying, Ratzinger decided to open an investigation. So, with all due respect to the Pope and his office, if you think of him as a character in a play or a character in a novel or a historical figure, he is beginning at a point of denial, and then in 2004 he begins to change and decides to send Monsignor Scicluna, the promoter of justice, to investigate. The next step is in 2006, when all of this information has come in, and as we report in the film, and as has been reported in the press by John Allen, the National Catholic Reporter, he was told by a Vatican official that Maciel had more than 20, but fewer than 100 sexual victims. So he had at least 20 victims, but less than 100. That's a large number of victims any way you look at it. And so the decision in 2006 to remove Maciel, but not to excommunicate him, was like Solomon trying to cut the baby in half. A measure of justice, but I think on behalf of the victims it did not go far enough. And the victims were not credited in that decision. So now, in a sense, what the Vatican and the Pope are having to do is reckon with, deal with the mistake that was made in 2006 by not going far enough. You know, the issue here is language, words, truth. If we do not articulate what has happened, we cannot have a moral judgment that brings closure to this terrible crisis. And so my hope would be that there will be a greater clarity and that the language will be much more precise, and finally acknowledge what Maciel actually did and what the problems are in this organization, as the journalist here just made reference to with the brainwashing and so forth. I would hope that this investigation now by 5 bishops will yield language, facts, that the Holy See will address. And I think when truth comes out, the light shines better on all of us. That would be my hope. But I can only tell the story, so my hope is not the end of the story.
May I say that chapter 3rd of the 7th book of the canon law gives us the right for reparations. But since a sentence openly has not been given, we cannot ask for reparations, even for reimbursements of all the money we have spent coming to the Vatican. So I think that the Pope is trying to save, whether charitably or not. Justice is not. Our own lawyer said it is better than 8 men, just men, innocent men, suffer injustice instead of thousands of Catholics losing their faith. She told that 3 times. So we did our best. We even wanted to save the image of the Pope. On 11th November 2001, we brought a letter, in Polish for the secretary or the personal secretary of the Pope. Until today, we have not received anything, any answer. And we delivered 3 originals. Point number 5 was, we want the Pope to be saved from journalists and historians in the future who would accuse him of being partial. Until today, we do not have an answer on any sense, or in any direction.
Thank you. Very much.
Allora io ringrazio i nostri ospiti Alessandro Speciale, Josè Barba e il professor Barba Martin e spero insomma che questa conferenza stampa sia riuscita a darvi un po' la dimensione di quanto ancora tutto sia aperto, che l'importanza secondo noi appunto di includere in un concorso di documentari questo documentario è proprio per cercare di appunto dare conto di una zona d'ombra che ci interessava investigare, insomma. Poi per il resto naturalmente la giustizia farà il suo corso e saranno stabilite effettivamente delle cose, però se non lo avete già visto, insomma, il documentario è un documentario rigorosamente costruito e documentato, e quindi vi invito a vederlo questa sera alle 10:30 in sala 7, dove sarà presente anche il regista Josè Barba per questa volta delle spiegazioni un pochino più addentro al modo in cui è stato regista del documentario, il passaggio tra il libro e il film.